Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? Welcome back to another meta, guys. So guess what league we are in? We are in the Open Master League. So yeah, this is an interesting one. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I forgot to do that. All right, so this is an interesting one. Um, so yeah, so when it comes to the Master League, it's very inaccessible for a lot of trainers, and I know a lot of trainers have issues with that, and I totally get it. I have a lot of these Pokemon, so for me, I could use them. I'll be honest, right? I could use these Pokemon, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. But a lot of trainers cannot. So if you can't, you might have to play the little Holiday Cup, which is also going to run alongside the Master League. But that, meta, maybe you like the little Holiday Cup. I don't know. So if you don't have these Pokemon, that's probably the meta you're going to play because they're both running during the same week, and they both begin tomorrow. But when it comes to the Open Master League, let's go ahead and dive right into the S rank. So leading it off, it's going to be Zygarde complete. I'm keeping my Zygarde for the Ultra League. I hope they release more, so maybe I can get a better one and actually invest XL rare candies into it and build one for the Master League because it's so good, it's so tanky, and it is worth it. It is worth it if you happen to have done those routes. If you're not keeping it for the Ultra League, maybe you do have a hundo. Maybe you do have a hundo, and if you do, then it definitely is worth it. But you do have to dump rare candy XLs or walk a lot with Zygarde as your buddy, and I mean a lot. You probably wouldn't even get it. It's going to be that long, but yeah, great Pokemon. Next up is Palkia Origin, another fantastic Pokemon. Definitely, really love this Pokemon. I mean, Spatial Rent, it's so much better than the original Palkia. The original Palkia, I still think is actually good though, but this one is just better. Spatial Rent is just better, right? And then Yveltal got, Sucker Punch got updated last season, so that's why Yveltal is just so good. I actually lucky swapped for one and got a hundo. So I have a level 50 ready to go. It's really strong. I love it. So Galeo, this is one I do not have. This is a really good Pokemon. I could invest Rare Candy XLs. I have plenty of Rare Candy XLs, but I don't have a good enough one to build, unfortunately. Hopefully they release more Cosmog. They've released, I don't know, 4 or 5? I don't know how many they've released. I've tried to get, good So Glad. I just haven't been able to get it. I've actually lucky swapped one, and yeah, haven't been able to get a good one yet, unfortunately. Maybe in the future. Necrozma Duskmane? Yeah, Duskmane, right? This is a really good one with Shadow Claw. So yeah, it has Shadow Claw, it has Sunsteel Strike, it also has Outrage, and is it Dark Pulse or Foul Play? I think it's Dark Pulse. Either way, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dark Pulse. I've seen this, I would say, it's hard to say because I've seen this Pokemon with Sunsteel Strike. I've also seen it with Iron Head, which it has as well, by the way, if you want to get to the move faster. Still super effective towards like the Fairy types. Sunsteel is just so powerful, though. I would not delete Sunsteel Strike. But also I've seen it with Outrage. I like that move as well. Dark Pulse, of course. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good moves. So this is a really good Pokemon. And then we have Rhyperior. Oh my gosh, Rhyperior received the Mudslap buff last season, and it became so good. Love using Rhyperior in the Master League. I have a hundo. I actually had a hundo Rhyhorn. So I had enough XL Rhyhorn candy, I guess. So I evolved it, and I Elite TM'd Breaking Swipe onto it because it's just not Breaking Swipe. Rock Wrecker. I'm using Breaking Swipe. I've actually seen Rhyperior with Surf though, so something to keep in mind. I mean, Surf is mainly for opposing Rhyperior, and I guess also Landorus because both are really good. So I could totally understand that. Maybe I will try Surf over Breaking Swipe. I do enjoy the Breaking Swipe for example, like dragons like Palkia, but yeah, I mean because Rhyperior can beat Palkia, right? So. Yeah, I mean, I've been using Breaking Swipe, but Surf also is an option. It caught me off guard a couple times, I'm not going to lie. And then we have Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is actually a really strong Pokemon. Super bulky. Incinerate, of course, as we know, is a good move. Sacred Fire is a great move as well. Dialga Origin, I think I ranked this a little bit higher. I probably should have swapped this with Landorus, but that's okay. I still don't have a good one. Unfortunately, I believe the functional hundo is 15, 15, 14. I have a 15, 14, 15. But even if I think it does pick lose lose some important matchups. But even if it didn't, it doesn't have the move. You know, I got it in the wild area, and unfortunately, it does not have Roar of Time. I mean, you can't elite TM it. But still, I mean, it is a good Pokemon. It's really bulky. It's better than the original Dialga, in my opinion. You rarely see the original Dialga. In fact, I actually didn't even put it on this list. You know, moving on to the A rank, Florges. Do you think I was a little bit generous with Florges? I think it's good. I think it's better in the Master League, or Premier, excuse me. We are in the Master League, but in the Master Premier. But still, Florges definitely has a play. I mean, there's so many Dragon types, right? So many Dragon types. Then we have Kieran. You hardly ever see Kiram as well. Maybe another one I ranked a little bit too high, but I still think Kiram is good. It might get another move when the Univitor comes out. I don't know, but you know, we'll have to talk about the fusions in the future. You know, Black and White Kiram. That's not for this video. They're not out yet. I'm sure they'll be good though. But yeah, Kiram with Glaciate, love to see it. It does debuff your opponent Dragon Breath. It is a really good Pokemon. I don't know why we don't see it as much. And then we have Necrozma, Dawn Wings, which is double weak to like Shadow Claw. That's why the other one, I do prefer the other Necrozma compared to this one, just because this one is just double weak to the move. I mean, this one's still good, but like if you're battling like Shadow Claw users or even like Sucker Punch Yveltal, which both Necrozma have to watch out for. Yeah, so you'll go down really fast. Landorus, yes, Mudshot was nerfed, but this Pokemon is so good. Sandsear Storm is still really, really good. Mudshot, so I call it a nerf, but like at the same time, you are doing more damage, a little bit more damage, but you're also getting a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer to get to the moves, right? And then the original Palkia. This is one that we also rarely see because the origin form is just so much better. But this one is still a pretty good Pokemon. You don't have Spatial Ren. You run Draco Media instead, but still a good Pokemon. Still highly ranked. But yeah, the other one, if you have it, I would go with it. If you don't have it, this is the only one you have. Maybe you have it built. I still think this one is good. Giratina Altered, another good one, but it does have to watch out for the Shadow Claw users as well as Sucker Punch Yveltal. That's why it kind of fell a little bit, although I still put it in the A rank. I still think it's good. It's just really tanky. And then we have a couple fairies, Xerneas and Zacian. So yeah, I mean, both these fairy types are the two best fairy types. I think they are. I mean, I put them in the same rank as Florges. All three of those fairies are really good. You do see them a lot. I like Zacian a lot, to be completely honest with you. I love the Wild Charge moveset on it. I've been running it with Quick Attack. Snarl you could go with, I guess, mainly for the Necrozma forms, but I've been running it with Quick Attack whenever I run it. And it's just been a lot of fun. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the B rank. And I actually just remembered, I'm not going to edit it, I'm just going to let you know. I forgot to put Tapu Bulu on this list. I would actually put this in the Tapu Bulu, probably in the S rank, to be honest. I've been using Tapu Bulu a lot, and it core breaks so many teams. I've seen Rhyperior with Palkia Origin. I've seen teams triple weak to Tapu Bulu, and then Bulu just has a field day. You know, it's just so good. It has to avoid Ho-Oh, right? But it's so good. So yeah, something that I totally forgot to put on this list, but it is a Pokemon that should belong in I would say the S rank, but at the very, very least the A rank. So I just wanted to throw a shout out to Bulu there. And then B rank. Okay, so B rank we have Galarian Moltres. So I have two Galarian Moltres, none that I would want to use for the Master League. So if I ever get another one that's, it doesn't have to be a hundo, because at the same time, like, how are you gonna? You would have to get insanely lucky to get a hundo. Like I've never seen a hundo Galarian bird. I'm sure someone has one, but I've never seen it. But it is good. It's another one with Sucker Punch. I like Yveltal more, I'm going to be honest. But, you know, the Brave Bird obviously is a powerful move. It's just, it is a good Pokemon. I don't see it that often, probably because of the lack of IVs or the lack of... Yeah, that's probably why. People are saving their Galarian Moltres for the lower leagues, like the Great and Ultra League. I have two of them, that's what I'm doing, so... Then we have Dragonite, another Dragon type, or Shadow Dragonite, pretty good. Marshadow. Marshadow has Sucker Punch, so... If you have a good Marshadow, I do think it is worth the Rare Candy XL. Mine is absolute garbage. Hopefully they release another one. Hopefully the Shiny comes out at some point. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a better one. Maybe they'll put it in raids. Wishful thinking. But then we have Mewtwo. Mewtwo fell down so much. And you know why it fell down? Both Necrozma forms super effective damage with the Shadow Claw. Yveltal, super effective damage with Sucker Punch. I feel like Mewtwo is actually difficult to run. Now, it needs to avoid those Pokemon, and they are so common, especially Yveltal and Duskbane are probably so common. All three of them are, you know. And then we have Lugia. I still think Lugia is good. Sky Attack was nerfed. The problem with Lugia is the same problem Mewtwo has with like Sucker Punch, right? And then Shadow Claw. So those will do well against. It's not even the nerf to Sky Attack which is what affected it. It's like the Sucker Punch and the Shadow Claw damage. So it is in the B rank. I still think it's decent, but something to keep in mind. Giratina. Okay, Giratina is another one that always had the Shadow Claw, Ominous Wind, Shadow Ball, so it always did well against Mewtwo and Lugia and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, good Pokemon, but again, Yveltal is its nightmare, so this fell down a little bit. You don't see it as much compared to what you used to see it, right? And then we have Primarina. Oh, yeah, I like Primarina ever since it got Hydro Cannon. It was good before or used before. I actually see this a lot now in the Open Master League. It's in the Premier as well, but like really the Open Master League, it's really there just because it really wants to... Viperia is so common, so I would say most of the time it's a Waterfall Primarina. Maybe you'll see a Charm one occasionally. Both moves are good. There's a lot of dragons, but if you want to go after the Viperia or the Ho-Oh, the Waterfall is the way to go. And then Meloetta. Meloetta is super tanky. It's something you kind of need to invest Rare Candy XL into, and it is worth it, I think, but I don't have a good one, so I'll have to wait for another one. We are getting a shiny one, actually, for the Univitor, so maybe I'll get a good one, fingers crossed, right? Reshiram, another dragon type. A couple dragons, Reshiram and Zekrom. I mean, Zekrom's okay, Reshiram's okay, but we just have better dragon types. Tapu Lele, I actually think is actually decent because it has Astonish now. So if you're looking for an Astonish user, another Pokemon Mewtwo and Lugia don't want to see, right? So I think it's actually pretty good, but it still suffers the same fate. Like it cannot see Sucker Punch, it cannot see Shadow Claw. So I put in the other options for now. And then we have Groudon with Mudshot, which was nerfed, or Dragon Tail. So if you're going with Groudon, you probably want to go Dragon Tail now. Zarude. This is a Pokemon. They give out 2 Zarudes, you know, if you bought the tickets and things like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a Grass type, this is pretty good, I guess. But like, you still need to invest Rare Candy XLs into it. I know someone who got a hundo of this, which is actually awesome. Heatran has Magma Storm, its signature move. Dracopult. I don't think it's worth investing the Rare Candy XLs. I think this is actually a pretty decent. Well, it's okay. It still has to watch out for the Shadow Claw and Sucker Punch. There's so many Pokemon that could be really good, but those other Pokemon just dominate and they're so common that you kind of have to watch out for them. It doesn't mean it can't be used. But again, I would, even if you have a hundo, I would honestly wait for the community day. I know it's going to be years, but you really don't need to use this one. You can hold off. And maybe by that time they will nerf Shadow Claw and then you'll be able to use it more often, right? You never know. Metagross, I love using Metagross with Bullet Punch. Really good Pokemon. Meaty Mesh is a great move as well. Kyogre, unfortunately, you know me and Kyogre, you know, PK, right? This should be rank S, but I'm just kidding. So Surf was kind of reworked. It's not a bad Pokemon. You definitely see, especially now with Viperia, you definitely do see Kyogre. And then we do have Togekiss as a Charm user. And then Hisuian Avalugg. I actually like this Pokemon. I just don't have the XLs. I don't have a hundo or a good one. So I'm not going to be able to use it. And then moving on to the solid team options. So for the first team, we're going to have Landorus, Double Dragon. So it's going to be Palkia and Dialga, Origin. You can replace the Dialga if you want, if you're concerned about the Landorus. Not about the Landorus. Well, yeah, about Landorus, but also about Viperia. You could replace Dialga. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, you do want to lure out any Fairy type, because if there's a Zacian, Xerneas in the back, or Florges, or another Fairy type, Charmander, Primarina, whatever it happens to be. Of course, if it's a Waterfall Primarina, Palkia can actually do fine there, but you know what I'm saying. If it's a Charm one, you kind of have to lure it out. So I would probably safe swap Dialga? I think both can work, but see what the lead is. Then moving on, we have Ho-Oh Double Fairy. So Double Fairy Steel, going to do well against the back, like Metagross if you happen to battle it, or the Necrozma form, Duskmane. So Ho-Oh will do well there. And then next up, okay, I have Double Sucker Punch. I put Galarian Moltres and Yveltal on the team. So if you have the Moltres, you can give it a try. The backline, of course, is going to hate fairies, but Duskbane is a steel type, so it's going to resist it. I still like Sunsteel Strike. As I said, I have seen Ironhead. I don't think you could Elite TM Sunstrike back onto this Pokemon, kind of like the Dialga and Palkia. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. I feel like you can't. But, so I would use Sunsteel Strike. But, yeah, it could be pretty cool. If I ever get a Moltres, I have the other two built. I will try this team. And then another team, we have Viperia, and then Palkia, and then Primarina. So, okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Primarina, I guess, could be on Waterfall, or it could be on Charm if you want to. If you want to go after the Dragon types, then you go Charm. And then next up, we have Ho-Oh Double Dragon. I put Zygarde and Palkia. Obviously, Zygarde is very difficult to get, so... I mean, everything is difficult to get in this meta because it's the Master League. But you could go with a different Dragon type. Maybe Kyurem could be fun to use. Pretty good. And then next up, we have Primarina in the lead with Dialga and Zacian. So, probably want to go Waterfall with this Primarina on this team. But yeah, those are going to be the teams for the Master League. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.